Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's been a while, or to those new people, hello. I guess you didn't realise I haven't recorded for about a year and a half, just because of life, just things getting in its way. But I had a really good save previously on SWF, Cornellverse on TEW, and I just wanted to show everyone. Hopefully, be coming back with more content. Time being kind to me. But let's have a look. So I got to August, so after the big pay-per-view Supreme Challenge. I just want to quickly show you how I set up storylines now, so it's different to the default. I actually group my contenders together. It's just really helpful. It doesn't penalise you for storyline cases because these are guys that are there may be two singles feuds within these, but if they cross paths, I can do tag team matches. They don't get penalised, triple threats, things like that, or fatal four ways, whatever it is. Um, Angles, they just do not get penalised if you have these people in it. So I kind of have the storylines intertwined with each other, and then the championship matches are separate. So you've got your main championship match, your next line of contenders. It could be like a big bulk of characters, and then the other ones further down. And I have lots of tag teams. I like a good strong tag division. I made a few other titles. So I created a Supreme Rumble, which is just a rip off of the Royal Rumble, and a Supreme Cup, which takes place in February, which gives the winner a championship match down the line. Not like a Money in the Bank, but you get the picture. I also made for the Supreme Challenge. There's like a ladder match, a 6-way ladder match, which gets them it's called the Supreme Shot. It just gives them a championship match whenever they want, but that is like the Money in the Bank. They can cash it in, sort of like a heels way of cheating and whatnot. So there we got lots of titles. Supreme Cup, Supreme Rumble, Supreme Shot, and then the three champions. Spoiler alert, I've just given away who the North American champion is, but we were going to get to that anyway. Current stables, the Deadly Sin. This was it was originally led by John Greed, and it just had Bukowski and Avalanche in, but Avalanche got injured and his contract came up, and I just thought it wasn't really working out. He wasn't improving a lot, so they intertwined Rogue into this storyline as he was on a downward spiral. I think he lost nearly every match because he was in time decline, and it was building up towards. He's had like a 6-month feud with Valiant, which Valiant is now trying to save his soul, kind of thing, because he gave up everything because he lost the plot and he joined the Deadly Sin. But there we go. The mutilation circle. I can't even say. I don't know why I called them that. But the Crippler from the start, losing the plot, getting more and more vicious, more and more angry that he's never became SWF champion or a world heavyweight champion caliber title holder. So he brought in two of the best technicians, who their group just ripped teams apart, just so they technically crippled. They take people out, Pillmanizer them in angles, and they just take people apart limb from limb in matches, and pick up victories. They're like my top heel group. The Rat Pack still going strong. United We Stand was just a lower card group of guys. I was going to have Des Davids leading them, or Valiant, but injuries and just change of plan came, and they're just they're still in the lower card. I haven't really had them rise. And then I've kept Unleashed Awesomeness. I just like the three of them together. They just remind me of Edge and Christian and Kurt Angle, so I kind of book them in that way. I've got loads of tag teams. Big hitters, so it's just a lower card team, like a family friendly. Big hitters is because he's a baseball gimmick, and Biggins big hitters. I don't know. Deadly Sinners 2, because Avalanche got injured and then left. He was the manager of the group, the mouthpiece, but he's John Greed is now the tag team partner. Faith and All Glory are still sort of, they're inactive individuals because Masked Patriot normally teams with American Machine. Fame and Money, they're inactive now. Huntington is focused on the North American Championship. Hawaiian Crush is still going strong. They're my current tag team champions. Hero Squad I haven't used. Let's just have it active. Platinum Inc. So they both got suave gimmicks. They're both heels. We've got another up and comer and a strong mid carder with great psychology. So I just thought he would learn from Prudence. They've got similar gimmicks. I just thought it would work. They're doing all right. They're in the low mid card still. They haven't risen up too much yet. The Awesomeness, the tag team division's kind of built around them. They're my 100% experienced team. May do singles runs down the line, but until some of these other teams start to get nearer the top, they'll be the main guys around the group, the tag division. Dallas Cowboys are coming on. They're higher up in the mid card now. Pain Alliance are just where they were. They've only dropped a little bit in popularity, even though they generally lose a lot. The Rat Pack now, these two team together, just insensitive. Did have plans to turn him face because he's like kind of the lackey of the group, but he's kind of proved himself recently, so he's now in the tag division. And then obviously United and like I said, they're their group. I maybe should have had Faith and Machine team and have Mass Patriot as the single star, but I thought because of Faith's lineage and stuff like that, but Mass Patriot is obviously the standout one at the moment, match wise. So I would show you the roster, but there's a few signings throughout. If I've managed to keep you this far, so we'll just go through some of the shows. I'll go. Obviously, you've probably just seen some of the spoilers there. If you want to go back and pause and check that out, but if not, let's carry on. So Golden defeated Scythe to retain. I got a 79, which was actually good. No, like in other saves, I've had nowhere near that, so it probably got a boost from the match before. Plus, I had this match. Remo, Valiant, and Rogan a triple threat for #1 contender. Got a 91. But I had this match down to calm the crowd down, which obviously was the wrong decision. I should have just kept it storytelling. And I got a 46. But that probably being so low allowed these two to get higher. That's my just take on it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've not had a 91 this early in a save previous, so on a match. So I was pleased with that. It worked out the way it did. The Crippler and Joey Morgan have been in a feud. The Crippler obviously is going into district, like he's losing it. Pretty much, he's getting more vicious, more aggressive. I kind of like the time where he took Jack Bruce out. He's building up towards that frustration. He can't win the big one. Joey Morgan is friends with Rocky Golden, who is the champion. Joey Morgan is a former world heavyweight champion. And TCW, obviously they don't mention TCW, but he's a former world heavyweight champion. And the Crippler overhears this, gets angry, and attacks him. Thinks he's gloating, which he wasn't. He was just saying that he's been world heavyweight champion. This was in an interview on a Supreme TV. Fame and Money retained over Hawaiian Crush. to keep the titles. Hawaiian Crush are going to be my babyface team. Obviously, I've already spoiled that with saying they were the tag team champions after the big pay-per-view, but they start off losing here. I did set tension between Akuma and Hawaiian. Akuma's like a proud Hawaiian, whereas like an old-fashioned minded character, whereas Flying Hawaiian's like modern, carefree. Doesn't really he like he's proud of where he comes from, but he's not like in the same league as Akuma, so they've got those differences at the start. ZWB won a Fatal 4-Way. That's like #1 contendership for North American. Mickey Lau defeated Brandon James. That was these guys were in a feud to start the game. Mickey James got a clean sweep throughout all the matches. Brandon James, like hell of a hand back in the day, but now he's on time decline. Let's use him, drop him down into the mid card as he goes down. Other people go up, but yeah, not a bad position to be in. And Mickey Lau is someone who I have high hopes for. Des Davids retained the North American title. Des Davids is on a slow face turn. Too many heels on the SWF roster at the start, so I think Mainstream Hernandez has turned on TV. He's teaming with Stephen Parker now, and Des Davids is on a slow turn. Who's the other one who turned? Atom Smasher turned on the week of TV before the show. Randy Unleashed went to. I think Atom Smasher beat ZWB, and then Randy Unleashed came down afterwards to try and rub salt in the wound. Went to springboard dropkick ZWB, who moved, and he caught Atom Smasher, and then Atom Smasher was just focused on beating him up every week, chasing him, and the awesomeness as well. So that was a face turn. It did well. He got like a lot of momentum from it. So let's move on to the next pay-per-view. Oh, Angry Gilmore, sorry, and Bret Starr have been in a feud. Obviously, Bret Starr thinks he should be just handed everything. A bit like MJF, as in why do all the hard work when you can just like breeze through it. So he doesn't wrestle a lot on TV. If he does, he tends to have his like Rat Pack do the dirty work for him. But he loses to Gilmore in this match. Nothing to lose. Remo won the SWF Championship. They're my big two, Golden and Remo, so they will main event Supreme Challenge. Obviously, I didn't know what signings were going to come along the way, but this was always the plan, so I kind of stuck to it. Remo wins thanks to Scythe's interference. Scythe hasn't been seen since the first pay-per-view. He returns here and costs Rocky Golden. So Remo can then continue his feud with Valiant and Rogue, who are in their own. It's mainly he's just part of their story, but they want to be champion, but they're embroiled in. It's kind of like a love triangle. So there's Hannah, who is obsessed with Valiant, who is oblivious to it. He's a bit of a ladies' man. Rogue always had a soft spot for Hannah, who he never told, and nobody else knows that but him. And he's jealous. And the reason he turned on Valiant years ago is out of jealousy. And this will all play out, and it all comes out. And then when it does, Rogue he's been on a bit of a losing spree, as I've said, and he gives up pretty much caring about anything, and he joins the dark forces of Scythe's group. And Valiant will eventually get him to see sense. Obviously, I don't like Hannah will not leave Valiant. They're just really good together. But Rogue will see sense, see that he was just jealous, and they'll form a team again, and then put over lots of young talent and maybe have a run with the tag titles again. That's the plan, to work them down the card. Mainstream sensations defeated the Pain Alliance. Obviously, Pain Alliance are putting over Parker and Hernandez. They're more talented, so put that in there. That was kind of like the calm match, the storytelling match before the two main events. Obviously, Rogue and Valiant didn't kind of get the rating I wanted it to get. Joey Morgan defeated Hollywood Bret Starr in the final of the Supreme Cup. The first, it was like a 8-man tournament. The semi-finals before the main event, before the final, took place earlier. So Angry Gilmore defeated Hollywood Bret Starr. This was actual my booking error. I had to go in and change. I had to add this angle in here because it was supposed to be Hollywood Bret Starr that one, but it was actually it was actually supposed to be Bret Starr that one. Did like clean, like not clean. It was meant to be like via distraction or something like that from his group. But I just ended up booking Gilmore to win clean, which was a shame. So afterwards, Hollywood Bret Starr took out Gilmore, put him through a table. He was unfit to take part, so Bret Starr took his place in the final. Joey Morgan defeated the Crippler to also get his place in the final, and he went on to win the cup. As I said earlier, the Supreme Cup gets you a title opportunity down the line. It's not like Money in the Bank where you can cash in mid-match or at the end of a match. You've just got to use it as like a number one contendership victory. And the Awesomeness defeated Hawaiian Crush and Fame and Money. That kind of ended that feud, and the Awesomeness went on to continue their feud with the Dallas Cowboys. Oh God, Spencer Spade was on the pre-show on that one. Awesome Impact. So this saw Remo retain against Valiant and Rogue in a triple threat. Obviously, they drew in their number one contendership match, so that became a triple threat because we had no winner. They just absolutely beat the hell out of each other until they couldn't compete in the number one contendership match. And then in this match, Remo, they couldn't. They needed to work together, and there was spells of like some of their tag influences of the past, but in the end, Remo was just in a killer push at the moment. He just ended up destroying them, stacked them up, and pinned them. Golden defeated Scythe. This was a close fought match, but Golden picked up the win, so he's beat him twice now. Much better than the previous one, got in an 85 there. Joey Morgan defeated the Crippler to end this feud in an I Quit match. Joey Morgan is obviously the next guy to get a shot at the title. Kept him strong. His momentum and popularity were like massive by this point. Hollywood Bret Starr defeated Gilmore to end that feud. Obviously, he should have beat him in the tournament as well, but like I said, I'm messed up booking up. CWP defeated Des Davids and Brandon James to win the North American title. That got an 83. So we've got a new North American champion. Des Davids is pretty much a face now. Brandon James took the pinfall in this. Mickey Lau defeated Randy Unleashed. These guys had started a feud. Mickey Lau picking up the win. The Awesomeness defeated Hawaiian Crush and Fame and Money in a ladder match to retain. Did I say that last pay-per-view they ended the feud? No, this one was the end of the feud. It was meant to end the feud, but I just thought I could get better ratings because they were getting more and more over. So I went for the ladder match, and it did get a little bit better, 79 to an 81. I was kind of hoping for higher. That's why I started them off the show. But it is what it is. God, Spencer Spade was on the pre-show again. can see Ernest Youngman starting to build him up. He was on the pre-show here. Remo defeats Joey Morgan. People were telling Joey Morgan, like the heels, that he was going to get destroyed. He had no chance. Even some of the critics were painting him as the underdog, but he came close to beating Remo, which was a big shock. So close, in fact, took Remo to the limit, which had gone against everything that I'd booked, whereas Remo was like a killer, a destroyer, untouchable. This was to set up a rematch. They got a really high score in 89, so hopefully the next match would do better. Randy Unleashed defeated Angry Gilmore. Again, Gilmore's bulletproof at this point. His popularity, his momentum's high, his angles are great, his matches are great. So even if he loses, he still seems to gain popularity and everything. So let's get Randy Unleashed up the card. Atom Smasher defeated Brandon James. Atom Smasher had some good momentum to start, but I wasn't really seeing the ratings in his matches. 78 there, you see. I was expecting more from him. In other saves, he's shot up the card and he's getting really high 80s in everything he does, but I wasn't seeing it on this one, so it kind of stalled him a bit. ZWB retained the North American title against Spencer Spade and Trent Schaefer. This is where Spade started to come into his own, and 89 for the three of them. Like on the previous shows, Spencer Spade was doing really well on TV. I just hadn't got a spot for him on the pay-per-views, but from here on now, he starts to get more of a hold on things. But yeah, an 89 for those three was amazing. The Awesomeness defeated the Dallas Cowboys to retain the tag titles. Bret Starr defeated Des Davids to get an 87 again. Starting to get the really high 80s for my upper card and main eventers. Mid cards are in the 70s, low cards are hitting the 60s now. So the popularity of everyone is starting to increase. The momentum of everyone seems to be going up. And Mickey Loud defeated the Crippler. This was the Cripplers. It was really hard because both of them are like high on my push list. I wanted Loud to end up facing Remo. But the Crippler's going to have a big push going forward. So it was like a 50-50. I didn't want to do a draw, but I went with Lau because he's going to challenge soon. But the Crippler hasn't lost. I don't think he's lost since this, off the top of my head. Rocky Golden won a Battle Royal. So it was a Royal Rumble, Supreme Rumble, 30-man over-the-top Battle Royal to get the main event shot at Remo or whoever is the champion at the time, because there's another pay-per-view before that. So after all his battles with Scythe and all the hell that group put him through on TV and stuff like that, he's now got the win. Oh, there's 2 pay-per-views before then. Yeah, Master of Puppets. Remo defeated Joey Morgan to retain. This time it was more one-sided. Remo put an absolute beating on Joey Morgan. It was like 70-30. It wasn't like a squash. But he was more dominant. Joey Morgan had a few near falls, but Remo was just too good. Valiant and Rocky Golden defeated Scythe and Rogue. Again, Valiant is starting to try and it's been outed about Rogue's past. Scythe obviously sees that as a sign of weakness, so he's punishing Rogue. He leaves him in this match, and he loses to Valiant and Golden. Valiant is trying to get him to see his ways, even going back to trying to discuss what happened, why he turned on him, why he hates him so much, and stuff like that. United We Stand get on the show and defeat the Pain Alliance and Sammy Smoke. Again, lower card matches getting 60s on shows. It helps to get these bigger ratings to calm the crowd down. As you can see, though, like a 90 there, we had a 92 here. ZWB defeated Trent Schaefer to retain the North American title. The Awesomeness defeated the Dallas Cowboys in a cage to end that feud, retaining the SWF titles. The Crippler defeated Mickey Lau, 89. Again, another. So it's like a 50-50 booking I've done there. Mickey Lau won the last one. The Cripplers won this one. Probably should have done it the other way around, but again, I'm because the Master of Puppets was meant to have the Rumble match, but I did it as The World Is Watching. I can't remember why I did it earlier, but it should have probably been the Crippler won the first match between them, and then Lau won the second one. But hey, hindsight's a beautiful thing. Because I'm sure at times of trouble, Lau is challenging. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, Lau won the number one contendership match, so there we go. So yeah, Crippler gets the win there. Hawaiian Crush defeated Mainstream Sensations in Platinum Inc. Hawaiian Crush are going to. I tried to start building some momentum because they're going to face the Awesomeness at Supreme Challenge. Angry Gilmore defeated Randy Unleashed. That bit of a disappointing one, that one. 71. Des Davids and Atom Smasher defeated Hollywood Bret Starr and Brandon James, got an 85. That was to start the show. Atom Smasher was feuding with Brandon James. Des Davids was feuding with Bret Starr. Couldn't get all the matches on, so they ended up in a tag match. You can see a name on here, Tommy Cornell. Did I debut him on TV? I think I must have debuted him here. So this is where he debuted. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head what it was in my head at the time. So I don't know why I didn't do it on the pay-per-view. I know somebody else debuts at the end of Supreme Challenge. But yeah, I'm sure it was built. It was meant to be built up throughout the show, but it doesn't look like I did. So it looks like he just came, like his music hit. He came out, and then he was confronted by Bret Starr and the Rat Pack. So yeah, he debuted as a face. You'd think I'd have done something bigger with that, but I didn't want him because it was difficult because I didn't want him to be in the main event because I already got Remo and Golden penciled in, and I didn't expect to get him, Cornell. But yeah, I wasn't gonna not sign him, but yeah, he like see how I was gonna see how far he went, and obviously he would get some championship matches and stuff like that down the line. But I had a big plan of like a 2-year plan, and I didn't factor in any signings or whatnot, so I had to change it on the fly. So at times of trouble, Remo defeated Lau. Cornell come out to confront Remo. Golden come down and got involved as well. Big triple three-way push-in argument at the end of the show. Golden defeated the Crippler, who wanted his number one contendership main event match, but he was defeated. Then it goes. I said earlier that Crippler was meant to be undefeated until then, but I needed a big opponent for Golden to look strong again. So, oh well. Dallas Cowboys defeated the Rat Pack. Scythe defeated Valiant. This was meant to. They were meant to have a rematch at the Supreme Challenge, but Valiant gets injured. Hollywood Bret Starr defeats Joey Morgan. That got an 85. Golden and Crippler getting a 97 was amazing. Mutilation Circle, that is Greg Gorge and Ernest Youngman. They beat the United We Stand. Des Davids defeated Rogue. Unleashed Awesomeness defeated Gilmore and Hawaiian Crush. Obviously, Golden was beaten down by the Crippler and Mutilation Circle. He wasn't beaten too badly, just a little bit of a beating there because he was well enough to come out at the end. Supreme Challenge. So this was got a 95 overall, which was I think it was my highest rated show. It had Golden and Remo only getting an 86, which like they were both like 95 and 96 rated popularity. I thought it was a shoe-in to get a really high one. James Prudent defeated Frederic. It was just a lower card feud that I'd put on there to calm the crowd down. Tommy Cornell defeated Bret Starr, getting my highest rated match, got a 98. And as you could, Steve Fraley came out at the end of the show and lays out Rocky Golden, making his return to SWF. From what I remember, he left with I think it was Gilmore's missus and Rich Money on the same day to USPW. So, and I'm sure he was always a face in SWF, but he comes back as a heel. I am the biggest promotion in the United States, and I'm catching them up world globally. But yeah, he's left USPW. He's come back, and it's all about money and power for Steve Freely, and he's come and he's attacked Golden, so that sets up their next feud. Cornell defeated Bret Starr. Mutilation Circle continue their rise, defeating a number of tag teams. Scythe defeats Joey Morgan. That got a 97. So Scythe is Joey Morgan has been my star of the save. It's usually Atom Smasher, but Joey Morgan's been getting like really good ratings, and his popularity. I'll show everyone. I'll try. Maybe he's in another video because I can see the times moving on this one. But if you'd like to see that anyway, I can go through each individual wrestler's like popularity growth and stat growth and whatnot if that's what you want to see. Mickey Loud defeats Rogue. So let me know in the comments if you would like to see that in another video. Mickey Loud defeats Rogue, gets a 96. That was meant to be. This all changed because Joey Morgan was meant to beat Rogue, and Mickey Loud was going to be in the Supreme Shot. Because Valiant was meant to lose to Scythe. As Scythe is like I said, building up to next year, so I can get his psychology higher, get his ratings up, get his popularity, his momentum as high as I can. He was going to take the title off Golden towards the end of the year, or maybe early next year, probably in the January pay-per-view. So it's like full circle. But he was going to, do you remember when Brock Lesnar destroyed Cena? It was going to be on that level. He was just going to absolutely annihilate him. Golden was going to have to that was his first big loss in a long time. So he was going to have to reevaluate and probably change up a little bit to keep him fresh. Lenny Brown defeated Brandon James. Paul Huntington and Primus Allen got a 77. Lenny Brown is so well touted in most of my saves. Like I get emails from wrestlers saying like how good he is and they want to put him over and stuff. So now because I kind of knew the feuds I was going to do and stuff. So now with that, I can start to look at pushing Lenny Brown more. The Crippler won the Supreme Shot. It's the Money in the Bank briefcase. I was going to have him use it to beat Golden, but then lose it back just so he had the title. Because Scythe is in my plans to win the championship, but I haven't got that far. I'm booking it yet. Because I kind of always wanted him to get a title win. So whether he holds it for a month or two or something like that, and Golden takes it back. Hawaiian Crush defeated the Awesomeness in a cage match to win. That was like supposed to be my feel good moment of the night. Crowning new tag team champions. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. And Spencer Spade defeated ZWB to win the North American title. Only got an 84. Put it on the beginning of the card, so it had the most like opportunity to get a high. I was hoping for like a 90, but 84 was all it was. So there we go. So guys, yeah, please comment, please like, please subscribe. So I know that you want more content. I will try and get another video up soon. Whether it's me starting a diary from scratch and going through and showing you how I get these like high ratings for people who are starting new to the game, and there may be people who've played it longer. I'm not like an expert at this game, but I can get fairly decent ratings. So yeah, if you'd like that, let me know. I just want to say thanks everyone because like I said, it's been a year and a half. The videos that I did before have all had like hundreds of views and stuff, and I really appreciate it. And thanks very much, guys. Stay safe.